A retired Pennsylvania pastor was arrested and charged for the 1975 kidnapping and murder of an 8-year-old girl on her way to Bible camp. David Zanstra, 83, was charged with the criminal homicide, murder, kidnapping of Gretchen Harrington almost 50 years ago. At press conference on Monday, Delaware County District Attorney Jack Stolsteimer called the ex-pastor a monster. "He is every parent's worst nightmare," Stolsteimer said. "This is a man who is a remorseless child predator who acted as if he was a friend, a neighbor and a man of God, and he killed this poor little girl." Around 9:30 a.m. on August 15, 1975, Gretchen Harrington left her home in Marple Township, Pennsylvania and walked to Bible camp held at 2 churches in the small town. The camp began with morning exercises held at Trinity Church Chapel Christian Reformed Church, then the children were transported by car to Reformed Presbyterian Church. Harrington's father was the pastor at Reformed. Zanstra served as the pastor at Trinity, and was also responsible for transporting the Bible camp children between the 2 churches. Harrington never showed up for the second portion of camp at Reformed. Her father called police around 11:23 a.m. that same morning. Zanstra initially denied seeing Harrington at all that morning. But a witness said they saw her speaking to the driver of a green station wagon, one of the cars Zanstra used to drive the children between churches. Harrington's disappearance sparked a massive search for the missing girl. Over 2,000 leaflets were distributed across Delaware County, and police set up a 24-hour tip line. Harrington's body was found 2 months later in a creek within Ridley State Park. The park was about 2.5 miles from her home in Marple. Contemporaneous reports from the Philadelphia Inquirer said her clothing was found nearby, folded and in a neat pile. Her underwear was also found hanging from a tree branch like a flag. As if to call attention to the place, the Inquirer reported, the case against Zanstra was reopened decades later when a confidential informant came forward in January 2023. The CI was Zanstra's own daughter, who was 10 years old at the time of Harrington's disappearance. Zanstra's daughter testified that her father sexually abused her as a child. She also testified that Zanstra abused Harrington when she stayed over for a sleepover in the 1970s. When Harrington told Zanstra's daughter about the abuse, she told her he did that sometimes. She also provided investigators with her childhood diary, where she wrote at the time that she suspected her father was the culprit in the kidnapping. Police in Cobb County, Georgia questioned Harrington about his daughter's testimony on July 17, 2023. When faced with his daughter's sworn testimony, according to prosecutors, Zanstra admitted he was driving a green station wagon when he saw Harrington walking on the side of the road. He offered her a ride to camp, but instead drove her to a secluded wooded area. Zanstra told investigators that he parked his station wagon in the woods and asked Harrington to take her clothes off. When she refused, he struck her in the head with a fist, the Delaware County DA's office said. They continued, the victim was bleeding, and he believed her to be dead. He attempted to cover up her body and left the area. Zanstra was arrested in Georgia and denied bail. He is currently fighting extradition back to Pennsylvania. It's difficult to express the emotions that we are feeling as we take one step closer to justice, the Harrington family said in a statement published on Monday. The abduction and murder of Gretchen has forever altered our family and we miss her every single day. Zanstra's DNA will be collected and compared to other cold cases across the country. After the 1975 murder, the disgraced minister also served at churches in New Jersey, California, and Texas before retiring to Marietta, Georgia in 2005.